if you feel stuck writing songs, it's not writer's block, it's something else. I'm going to challenge you just a tiny bit here and say writer's block is not real, but it is really linked to our belief about ourselves, our work, our identity. At best, it's not having inspiration, which we could settle with simple prompts, parameters, ideas, lists, journaling. But when it takes a dark turn, it can be the shame of self-sabotage, the denial of our gifts and our passion. And at its worst, it's gut-wrenching pain that threatens identity loss. Here's the good news. You don't have to solve all of that. Action and movement are all that's needed. If we haven't met yet, I'm EP Archer, and I help songwriters stop overthinking, break through blocks fast, and finally finish the music they start. If you have unfinished music, projects, or songs sitting in your texts, voice memos, or scattered around on pieces of paper, and you want to know why, this episode is for you. So, how do we solve it? Action and movement are what's needed. One of the best things that you can do has nothing to do with music at all. It's changing your state, changing your physical body and your energetic response. We've talked in other episodes about your practice environment, where you study, where you produce, where you sit and play, where you converge and converse with music. It should be a sacred space. It's your creating temple. It's a place that you get to return home to. So one of the best things you can do is change your state. And that could be as simple as doing some heart thumps on your chest. That could be jumping jacks. It could be a full energy reset. There's tons of really cool channels and videos now available everywhere for nervous system regulation. You can do that. You could do yoga nidra. You could do a pump up. You could do Tony Robbins. There are so many resources available. Which one will you use to start your body moving to get into a different state? It could be just doing a brisk walk with your dog outside. I do that every morning. Super cute pooch. If you haven't met him, he's a pity mix. His name is Remy, and he helps me change my state all throughout the day. We go on a brisk walk, we go on a run, we go to the park, there's sunshine, there's air, and there is movement, and there is nothing like it. There's no substitute for it. But if you're confined to a small space or you have a limited amount of time, do some quick jumping jacks, push-ups, do whatever your body can handle. Wave your arms up and down. I love the fascia exercises actually, because I've found that as a creator and a musician and a songwriter, releasing my fascia and regulating my nervous system are the two things that make me feel like, zoom, like everything is snapping into place. And instead of being out in the ozone somewhere, I'm back centered in my body. And I think for a long time, I believed, and I know I have had a lot of clients over the years, a lot of students who believed, writing is this divine inspiration, a lightning bolt hits you, and if it doesn't hit you, you're not inspired. And in like kind, we tend to believe, if I don't have energy, I might just be a low energy person, or I'm going through a dark season, or I'm going through a hard time. And that, honestly, if we really face it, is us choosing to not have energy. And no matter what state you're in. And I say this as a trauma survivor, as a cancer survivor, as someone who has gone through unimaginable things. And we create the energy for ourselves if we choose to. And I think when I started owning that and having responsibility for that, instead of feeling like I was tossed about by my circumstances or my relationships or my environment, oh my gosh, bam, life-changing moment. You have the power to create energy. It's not, your food. It's not the things that you're faced with in your life are not what creates your energy. It's within. And that's also what creates your belief system. And that's also where your infinite subconscious is, and your connection to a higher source, and every part of you, your creativity, your soul, your juiciness, your heart, that's where it all comes from, within. So if we can reset our body, if we can go within, if we can take responsibility for that energy and say, you know what, I'm going to create some energy. I'm going to create something today. What if I go forward and do that? And once you've changed your somatic reaction, your state, because if we're in a habit of being kind of like lumpish or sad, or if we're in the habit of like getting sick every so often, or, I always tend to feel lethargic on the weekends, those are just neural patterns that we've wired and fired over and over again. So they're like the habit. It's not like our body, mind, soul, spirit wants that. It's not like it's who we are. It's what we've chosen most recently. And what if we chose something different now? For your writing of music, this can be a game changer. For your life, this can be a game changer. So after you change your state, after you choose to do something that gives you a little bit more energy, maybe it's just like consuming more water and doing some crazy mushroom coffee instead of just pounding espresso, right? Or eating a sugary cereal. Maybe it's something as simple as that could change your life with writing. But once you make a tiny shift, then open up, free play, free write. If you're feeling juicy, just add one restriction, one prompt, one inspiration to give you that extra bit of boost. The odds are, the more you've avoided, stopped, quit, procrastinated, or left work unfinished, the more likely you are to get blocked, because that is what your neurons are used to firing, and they're just trying to save you time. It doesn't have to be existential. It's just a rewiring of our nervous system so we can repeat the thing we want and get us closer to our goals. It's just a shortcut. It's a shortcut to help us function faster, just like when we know how to get somewhere and we don't have to follow a map. Only now, this shortcut is something that isn't how you want to function. When you come home from work, you can grab a bag of chips and sit on the couch, and if you do that every day, you're going to feel blocked to hit the gym or cook healthy food or do something nourishing for your soul. But simple choice when you come home and energetic rewiring with consistency can change that so quickly if you choose to. So when the chips are down, I hope you choose you, your music, your song, your revolution. Because writer's block isn't a lack of ideas. It isn't this ominous demon that's going to come to get you and you can't fight it. It's just a lack of movement. Set a 5-minute timer, write anything, no stopping, no editing. Do it on your voice, do it on an instrument, do it in your journal, do it jumping up and down, do it singing aloud, do it recording, do it without recording. Find variables for yourself, because this action is what's going to create clarity for you. You don't get clarity by waiting and deciding and hemming and hawing. You get the clarity from taking the action. And we don't have to be refining or judging it within that process. We're just taking the action. We're opening our mouth. We are singing. We are writing. We are dancing. We are creating. So the truth is, it's not necessarily your music, song, your poem, or your riff that's the issue. If it's deeper than that, are you willing to look? And if so, you're not alone. We all have to do this as creators. Music Rebels got you back. We are here to crush limitations and banish writer's block for good with our simple, proven strategies to create from our heart and soul, and yes, to finish our music. So if you're ready for your music, your sound, and your next step, join the free Finish Your Song in 5 Days challenge. It's right up in the community. You can find a link. Go ahead and click on it. Music Rebels Rising. I can't wait to see you there. Let's make it happen.